and gentlemen, welcome back to another review by Projects. I'm Psycho again with you today, and in this one we're going to be doing the review for the second part of the Outlast series, Outlast 2. So, let's just pretty much get into it. We're going to be starting off with the story of the game. So, you're going to be playing the game as the protagonist Blake, who is a reporter with his wife, and you have pretty much crash landed in an unknown territory where your wife was kidnapped. Who would have thought, huh? So, throughout the game, you're pretty much searching for your wife, going through cornfields, abandoned shacks, dilapidated buildings, and pretty much a creepy setting throughout the whole game, with a very, how should we call it, a kind of a hard thematic to go through with the flashbacks to your childhood and the cult that you run into with some really creepy stuff. So yeah, the story pretty much features the you finding your wife throughout the whole game and getting flashbacks to when you two were still in school and how things unfolded there and what actually happened. So I'm not gonna try and spoil too much of the story here for you, but its ending is pretty much one of the best things that I have ever seen in gaming. The ending can be interpreted in different ways, so even the audience is kind of how should we call it, fighting over how it actually ended and which kind of story is better to go through. So, as far as the gameplay of the whole Outlast 2 goes, it's pretty much the same kind of gameplay that they've kept from the first few installments. As you can see, it's pretty much running around the place with your camera, exploring everything there is, and getting throughout the story, finding new things, and getting to know what actually happened to your wife and what is going on in this creepy village, or yeah, we could call it a village, that you have been put into. The pacing of the game is amazing, actually. It's never slow. Although there are some things you kind of need to figure out for yourself how to go on, how to get through, but it's pretty much it's kind of a thinking game, but more of a running through frantically, escaping from the enemies that try to get you and one-shot you. But the open spaces of the whole map give you an even greater feeling of horror when you pretty much don't know where you go. You kind of get lost, but in the end you actually manage to find the place where you have to go. The going through the whole part is pretty much easier if you look for the dim lights that kind of guide you where you need to go and how you need to progress through the whole story. But that's just a kind of a basic guide which doesn't work every single time. There are quite a few traps actually to kind of get you to wrong places and not continue with the story, but usually just finding the dimmed lights and everything pretty much gives you the kind of general path which you have to take. There are quite a few enemies in the game, like the one you can see here, which will chase you throughout the village and pretty much give you a bigger sense of horror to when you need to escape from them, frantically find an escape route or hide just to give you a second to breathe and to kind of think where you want to go, where you need to go, and continue on. But if they catch you, there are some pretty gruesome scenarios in which they kill you, which is a nice addition to the game. And they pretty much one-shot you, but you continue from the checkpoint that you've last encountered. So yeah, the pacing, as I said, is amazing because it tells you a great amount of story while giving you while still giving you flashbacks and that real excitement of a good horror game. Throughout the game, you'll be finding certain, how shall we call it, points, which you have to record with your camera to kind of get inside Blake's head, what he's thinking when you review them. So having your camera on for the whole time is kind of recommended, but you're going to be running out of batteries for the camera, which can be obtained throughout the game, hidden in different places. So if you kind of know or have a feeling for what you should be recording, you're going to have an easier time without running low on batteries and getting the whole story of what's going inside Blake's head while he is searching for his wife. So yeah, the creators of Outlast 2, as I said, have really outdone themselves yet again with another amazing horror game, which has been a real pleasure and a real horror actually as well to play and to get through. As I said, it has an amazing story, one of the best endings that I have ever seen, great enemies, great pacing, and an amazing an amazing sense of storytelling throughout the game. There are some pretty, as you can see, pretty messed up things that you see throughout the game, but all in all, it is a really, really well-rounded up horror game. So I'd recommend it to all of you people who love horror games. You do not have to play Outlast 1 to actually get to Outlast 2. It kind of, these are two separate stories, but by playing the first part, you kind of get the feel for what Outlast is all about. So, that's pretty much going to be all from my side for this one. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment on the videos, and I'll be joining you guys in the next one.